In Act 2, Lucifer had taken Cain away to satiate his desire to have answers to his questions about death, about his own mortality, and in doing so, he was showing him the worlds as they were, the worlds as they will be. So, bringing Cain back to his present, do you think that the mind of Cain was the same as it was when it left? Is he changed by his new awareness? We'll soon find out. Hello, I am Daisy. Welcome to my channel. In this video, we're going through the short drama of Cain, a Mystery by Lord Byron. Thank you for joining me. Please do leave me a comment if you've already read this book. And what do you think of Lord Byron's artistic take on addressing the topic of death? Leave me your thoughts. I'd like to see what you think about that. As for me, I thought it was quite brilliant when Lucifer told Cain that evil and good are things in their own essence, and they were not made good or evil by the giver. But he says, if someone gives you good, so call him. Yet if evil springs from him, don't blame Lucifer for it. He says, until you know better its true fountain, where it came from. I'm sure you've heard the little saying, oh, the devil made me do it. And that's just, a scapegoat, because people don't want to take responsibility for their own actions. And sometimes we are our worst enemies. Another gem that Lord Byron's Lucifer left around there for us to pick was when he said, judge not by words, though of spirits, but the fruits of your existence. The way that I understand that is that, sometimes we talk a lot and we don't do. It's like we're just like full of air and we take no action. And but literally we can see what our life is amounting by where we are. It doesn't take a genius for us to say, well, your health is bad, but then look at what you're eating. Or, you're complaining about your job, but you're not doing anything about, going to get a new job or improving your skills. We always want to kind of blame others, but really we need to look at ourselves. So I thought that was really great. Oh, wait a minute. I hear some commotion. It looks like they're getting ready to draw the curtains to Act 3. So let's sit back and enjoy. Cain, a Mystery by Lord Byron. Act 3. Scene 1. The earth near Eden, as in Act 1. Enter Cain and Ada. Ada. Hush, tread softly, Cain. Cain. I will, but wherefore? Ada. Our little Enoch sleeps upon yon bed of leaves beneath the cypress. Cain. Cypress? 'Tis a gloomy tree which looks as if it mourned over what it shadows. Wherefore didst thou choose it for our child's canopy? Ada. Because its branches shut out the sun like night, and therefore seemed fitting to shadow slumber. Cain. Ay, the last and longest, but no matter, lead me to him. They go up to the child. How lovely he appears, his little cheeks in their pure incarnation, vying with the rose leaves strewn beneath him. Ada. And his lips, too, how beautifully parted. No, you shall not kiss him, at least not now. He will awake soon. His hour of midday rest is nearly over, but it were a pity to disturb him till 'tis closed. Cain. You have said well. I will contain my heart till then. He smiles and sleeps. Sleep on and smile, thou little, of a world scarce less young. Sleep on and smile. Thine are the hours and days when both are cheering and innocent. Thou hast not plucked the fruit. Thou knowest not are naked. Must the time come thou shalt be immersed for sins unknown, which were not thine nor mine? But now sleep on. His cheeks are reddening into deeper smiles, and shining lids are trembling over his long lashes, dark as the cypress which waves over them, half open. From beneath them the clear blue laughs out, although in slumber. He must dream. Of what? paradise! Hey, dream of it, my disinherited boy. 'Tis but a dream, for nevermore thyself, thy sons, nor fathers shall walk in that forbidden place of joy. Ada. Dear Cain, nay, do not whisper over our son such melancholy yearnings over the past. Why wilt thou always mourn for paradise? Can we not make another? Cain. Where? Ada. Here, or wherever thou wilt, wherever thou art. I feel not the want of this so much regretted Eden. Have I not thee, our boy, our sire and brother, and Zillah, our sweet sister, and our Eve, to whom we owe so much besides our birth? Cain. Yes, death, too, is amongst the debts we owe her. Ada. Cain, the proud spirit who withdrew thee hence had saddened thine still deeper. I had hoped the promised wonders which thou hast beheld, visions thou sayest, of past and present worlds, would have composed thy mind into the calm of a contented knowledge. But I see thy guide hath done thee evil. Still I thank him, and can forgive him all that he so soon hath given thee back to us. Cain. So soon? Ada. 'Tis scarcely 2 hours since ye departed, 2 long hours to me, but only hours upon the sun. Cain. And yet I have approached that sun, and seen worlds, which he once shone on, and never more shall light, and worlds he never lit. Methought years had rolled over my absence. Ada. Hardly hours. Cain. The mind then hath capacity of time, and measures it by that which it beholds, pleasing or painful, little or almighty. I had beheld the immemorial works of endless beings, scoured extinguished worlds, and, gazing on eternity, methought I had borrowed more by a few drops of ages from its immensity. But now I feel my littleness again. Well said the Spirit, that I was nothing. Ada. Wherefore said he so? Jehovah said not that. Cain. No, he contents him with making us the nothing which we are, and after flattering dust with glimpses of Eden and immortality, resolves it back to dust again. For what? Ada. Thou knowest, even for our parents' error. Cain. What is that to us? They sinned, then let them die. Ada. Thou hast not spoken well, nor is that thought thy own, but of the Spirit who was with thee. Would I could die for them, so they might live. Cain. Why, so say I, provided that one victim might satiate the insatiable of life, and that our little rosy sleeper there might never taste of death, nor human sorrow, nor hand it down to those who spring from him. Ada. How know we that some such atonement one day may not redeem our race? Cain. By sacrificing the harmless for the guilty? What atonement were there? Why, we are innocent. What have we done that we must be victims for a deed before our birth, or need have victims to atone for this mysterious nameless sin, if it be such a sin to seek for knowledge? Ada. Alas, thou sinnest now, my Cain. Thy words sound impious in mine ears. Cain. Then leave me. Ada. Never. Thou, thy God left thee. Cain. Say, what have we here? Ada. 2 altars which our brother Abel made during thine absence, whereupon to offer a sacrifice to God on thy return. Cain. And how knew he that I would be so ready with the burnt offerings, which he daily brings with a meek brow, whose base humility shows more of fear than worship, as a bribe to the Creator? Ada. Surely 'tis well done. Cain. 1 altar may suffice. I have no offering. Ada. The fruits of the earth, the early beautiful blossom and bud, and bloom of flowers and fruits, these are a goodly offering to the Lord, given with a gentle and contrite spirit. Cain. I have toiled and tilled and sweaten in the sun, according to the curse. Must I do more? For what should I be gentle? For a war with all the elements, ere they will yield the bread we eat? For what must I be grateful? For being dust and groveling in the dust till I return to dust? If I am nothing, for nothing shall I be an hypocrite, and seem well pleased with pain. For what should I be contrite? For my father's sin already expiate with what we all have undergone, and to be more than expiated by the ages of prophesied upon our seed. Little deems our young blooming sleeper there the germs of an eternal misery to myriads is within him. Better 'twere I snatched him in his sleep and dashed him against the rocks than let him live to... Ada. Oh my God! Touch not the child! My child, thy child! Oh, Cain! Cain. Fear not, for all the stars and all the power which sways them, I would not accost yon infant with rudder greetings than a father's kiss. Ada. Then why so awful in thy speech? Cain. I said 'twere better that he cease to live than give life to so much of sorrow as he must endure, and harder still bequeath. But since that saying jars you, let us only say 'twere better that he never had been born. Ada. Oh, do not say so. Where were then the joys, the mother's joys of watching, nourishing, and loving him? Soft he awakes, sweet Enoch. She goes to the child. Oh, Cain, look on him. See how full of life, of strength, of bloom, of beauty, and of joy. How like to me, how like to thee, when gentle. For then we are all alike. It's not so, Cain? Mother and sire and son, our features are reflected in each other, as they are in the clear waters, when they are gentle, and when thou art gentle. Love us, then, my Cain, and love thyself for our sakes, for we love thee. Look, how he laughs and stretches out his arms, and opens wide his blue eyes upon thine, to hail his father, while his little form flutters as winged with joy. Talk not of pain. The childless cherubs might envy thee the pleasures of a parent. Bless him, Cain. As yet he hath no words to thank thee, but his heart will, and thine own too. Cain. Bless thee, boy, if that a mortal blessing may avail thee, to save thee from the serpent's curse. Ada. It shall. Surely a father's blessing may avert a reptile's subtlety. Cain. Of that I doubt, but bless him nevertheless. Ada. Our brother comes. Cain. Thy brother, Abel. Enter Abel. Abel. Welcome, Cain, my brother. The peace of God be on thee. Cain. Abel, hail. Abel. Our sister tells me that thou hast been wandering in high communion with the Spirit, far beyond our wonted range. Was he of those we have seen and spoken with, like to our father? Cain. No. Abel. Why then commune with him? He may be a foe to the Most High. Cain. And friend to man. Has the Most High been so, if so you term him? Abel. Term him? Your words are strange today, my brother. My sister Ada leaves us for a while. We mean to sacrifice. Ada. Farewell, my Cain, but first embrace thy son. May his soft spirit and Abel's pious ministry recall thee to peace and holiness. Exit Ada with her child. Abel. Where hast thou been? Cain. I know not. Abel. Nor what thou hast seen? Cain. The dead, the immortal, the unbounded, the omnipotent, the overpowering mysteries of space, the innumerable worlds that were and are, a whirlwind of such overwhelming things, suns, moons and earths upon their loud voiced spheres, singing in thunder around me, as have made me unfit for mortal converse. Leave me, Abel. Abel, thine eyes are flashing with unnatural light. Thy cheek is flushed with an unnatural hue. Thy words are fraught with an unnatural sound. What may this mean? Cain, it means, I pray thee, leave me. Abel, not till we have prayed and sacrificed together. Cain, Abel, I pray thee, sacrifice alone. Jehovah loves thee well. Abel, both well, I hope. Cain, but thee the better. I care not for that. Thou art fitter for his worship than I am. Revere him then, but let it be alone, at least without me. Abel, brother, I should ill deserve the name of our great father's son, if, as my elder, I revered thee not, and in the worship of our God called not on thee to join me, and precede me in our priesthood. 'Tis thy place. Cain, but I have never asserted it. Abel, the more my grief. I pray thee to do so now. Thy soul seems laboring in some strong delusion. It will calm thee. Cain, no, nothing can calm me more. Calm? Say I? Never knew I what calm was in the soul, although I have seen the elements stilled. My Abel, leave me, or let me leave thee to thy pious purpose. Abel, neither. We must perform our task together. Spurn me not. Cain, if it must be so, well, then, what shall I do? Abel, choose one of those two altars. Cain, choose for me. They to me are so much turf and stone. Abel, choose thou. Cain, I have chosen. Abel, 'tis the highest, and suits thee as the elder. Now prepare thine offerings. Cain, where are thine? Abel, behold them here, the firstlings of the flock and fat thereof, a shepherd's humble offering. Cain, I have no flocks. I am a tiller of the ground, and must yield what it yieldeth to my toil, its fruit. He gathers fruits. Behold them in their various blooms and ripeness. They dress their altars, and kindle a flame upon them. Abel, my brother, as the elder, offer first thy prayer and thanksgiving with sacrifice. Cain, no, I am new to this. Lead thou the way, and I will follow, as I may. Abel, kneeling. O God, who made us, and who breathed the breath of life within our nostrils, who hath blessed us, and spared, despite our father's sin, to make his children all lost, as they might have been, had not thy justice been so tempered with the mercy which is thy delight, as to accord a pardon like a paradise, compared with our great crimes, so Lord of light, of good and glory and eternity, without whom all were evil, and with whom nothing can err, except to some good end of thine omnipotent benevolence, inscrutable, but still to be fulfilled. Accept from out thy humble first of shepherds, first of the firstborn flocks, an offering, in itself nothing as what offering can be aught unto thee, but yet accept it for the thanksgiving of him who spreads it in the face of thy heaven, bowing his own even to the dust, of which he is, in honor of thee and of thy name for evermore. Cain, standing erect during the speech. Spirit, whatever or whosever thou art, omnipotent it may be, and if good, shown in the exception of thy deeds from evil, Jehovah upon earth, and God in heaven, and it may be with other names, because thine attributes seem many, as thy works. If thou must be propitiated with prayers, take them. If thou must be induced with altars, and softened with a sacrifice, receive them. 2 beings here erect them unto thee. If thou lovest blood, the shepherd's shrine which smokes on my right hand hath shed it for thy service in the first of his flock, whose limbs now reek in sanguinary incense to thy skies. Or if the sweet and blooming fruits of earth, and milder seasons, which the unstained turf I spread them on now offers in the face of the broad sun which ripened them, may seem good to thee, inasmuch as they have not suffered in a limb or life, and rather form a sample of thy works, then supplication to look on ours. If a shrine without victim, and altar without gore may win thy favor, look on it, and for him who dresseth it, he is such a thou madest him, and seeks nothing which must be won by kneeling. If he's evil, strike him. Thou art omnipotent and mayest, for what can he oppose? If he be good, strike him, or spare him, as thou wilt. Since all rest upon thee, and good and evil seem to have no power themselves, save in thy will, and whether that be good or ill, I know not, not being omnipotent, nor fit to judge omnipotence, but merely to endure its mandate, which thus far I have endured. The fire upon the altar of Abel kindles into a column of the brightest flame and ascends to heaven, while a whirlwind throws down the altar of Cain and scatters the fruits abroad upon the earth. Abel kneeling. O brother, pray, Jehovah's wroth with thee. Cain. Why so? Abel. Thy fruits are scattered on the earth. Cain. From earth they came, to earth let them return. Their seed will bear fresh fruit there ere the summer. Thy burnt flesh offering prospers better. See how heaven licks up the flames when thick with blood. Abel. Think not upon my offering's acceptance, but make another of thine own before it's too late. Cain. I will build no more altars, nor suffer any. Abel rising. Cain, what meanest thou? Cain. To cast down yon vile flatterer of the clouds, the smoky harbinger of the dull prayers, thine altar with its blood of lambs and kids, which fed on milk, to be destroyed in blood. Abel opposing him. Thou shalt not. Add not impious works to impious words. Let that altar stand. 'Tis hallowed now by the immortal pleasure of Jehovah, and his acceptance of the victims. Cain. His pleasure. What was his pleasure in the fumes of scorching flesh and smoking blood, to the pain of the bleeding mothers which still yearn for their dead offspring, or the pangs of the sad ignorant victims underneath thy pious knife? Give way. This bloody record shall not stand in the sun, to shame creation. Abel. Brother, give back. Thou shalt not touch my altar with violence. If that thou wilt adopt it, to try another sacrifice, 'tis thine. Cain. Another sacrifice! Give way, or else that sacrifice may be... Abel. What means thou? Cain. Give way. Thy God loves blood. Then look to it. Give way, ere he hath more. Abel. In his great name I stand between thee and the shrine which hath had his acceptance. Cain. If thou lovest thyself, stand back till I have strewed this turf along its native soil, else... Abel opposing him. I love God far more than life. Cain, striking him with a brand on the temples, which he snatches from the altar. Then take thy life unto thy God, since he loves lives. Abel falls. What hast thou done, my brother? Cain. Brother! Abel. O God, receive thy servant, and forgive his slayer, for he knew not what he did. Cain, give me thy hand, and tell poor Zillah. Cain, after a moment's stupefaction, my hand, 'tis all red, and with what? A long pause, looking slowly round. Where am I? Alone? Where's Abel? Where? Cain? Can it be that I am he, my brother, awake? Why liest thou so long on the green earth? 'Tis not the hour of slumber. Why so pale? What hast thou? Thou wert full of life this morn. Abel, I pray thee, mock me not. I smote too fiercely, but not fatally. Ah, why wouldst thou oppose me? This is mockery, and only done to daunt me. 'Twas a blow, and but a blow. Stir! Stir! Nay, only stir! Why so? That's well. Thou breathest. Breathe upon me. O God! O God! Abel, very faintly. What's he who speaks of God? Cain, thy murderer. Abel, then may God forgive him. Cain, comfort poor Zillah. She has but one brother now. Abel dies. Cain, and I none. Who makes me brotherless? His eyes are open, then he is not dead. Death is like sleep, and sleep shuts down our lids. His lips too are apart. Why then he breathes, and yet I feel it not. His heart, let me see, doth it beat? Methinks. No, no, this is a vision, else I am become the native of another and worse world. The earth swims round me. What is this? 'Tis wet. Puts his hand to his brow, and then looks at it. And yet there are no dews. 'Tis blood, my brother's and my own, and shed by me. Then what have I further to do with life, since I have taken life from my own flesh? But he cannot be dead. Is silence death? No, he will wake. Then let me watch by him. Life cannot be so slight as to be quenched thus quickly. He hath spoken to me since. What shall I say to him? My brother. No, he will not answer to that name, for brethren smite not each other. Yet speak to me. Oh, for a word more of that gentle voice, that I may bear to hear my own again. Enter Zillah. Zillah, I heard a heavy sound. What can it be? 'Tis Cain, and watching by my husband. What dost thou there, brother? Doth he sleep? O heaven! What means this paleness on yon stream? No, no, it is not blood. For who would shed his blood? Abel, what's this? Who had done this? He moves not, he breathes not, and his hands drop down from mine. With stony lifelessness. Ah, cruel Cain! Why comest thou not in time to save him from this violence? Whatever hath assailed him, thou wert the stronger, and should have stepped in between him and aggression. Father! Eve! Ada, come hither! Death is in the world. Exit Zillah, calling on her parents, etc. Cain, solus. And who hath brought him there? I, who abhor the name of death so deeply that the thought empoisoned all my life before I knew his aspect. I have led him here, and given my brother to his cold and still embrace, as if he would not have asserted his inexorable claim without my aid. I am awake at last. A dreamy dream had maddened me, but he shall never awake. Enter Adam, Eve, Ada, and Zillah. Adam. A voice of woe from Zillah brings me here. What do I see? 'Tis true. My son, woman, behold the serpent's work and thine. To Eve. Eve. Oh, speak not of it now. The serpent's fangs are in my heart, my best beloved Abel. Jehovah, this is punishment beyond a mother's sin to take him from me. Adam. Who or what hath done this deed? Speak, Cain, since thou wast present. Was it some more hostile angel who walks not with Jehovah, or some wild brute of the forest? Eve. Ah, a livid light breaks through, as from a thundercloud. Yon brand massy and bloody, snatched from off the altar, and black with smoke, and red with... Adam. Speak, my son, speak, and assure us, wretched as we are, that we are not miserable still. Ada. Speak, Cain, and say it was not thou. Eve. It was. I see it now. He hangs his guilty head and covers his ferocious eye with hands incarnadine. Ada. Mother, thou dost him wrong. Cain, clear thee from this horrible accusal, which grief wrings from our parent. Eve. Hear Jehovah, may the eternal serpent's curse be on him, for he was fitter for his seed than ours. May all his days be desolate. May... Ada. Hold! Curse him not, mother, for he is thy son. Curse him not, mother, for he is my brother and my betrothed. Eve. He hath left thee no brother, Zillah no husband, me no son. For thus I curse him from sight forevermore. All bonds I break between us, as he broke that of his nature in you. O death, death, why didst thou not take me, who first incurred thee? Why dost thou not so now? Adam. Eve, let not this, thy natural grief, lead to impiety. A heavy doom was long forespoken to us, and now that it begins, let it be borne in such sort as may show our God that we are faithful servants to his holy will. Eve, pointing to Cain. His will, the will of yon incarnate spirit of death, whom I have brought upon the earth to strew it with the dead. May all the curses of life be on him, and his agonies drive him forth over the wilderness, like us from Eden, till his children do by him as he did by his brother. May the swords and wings of fiery cherubim pursue him by day and night. Snakes spring up in his path, and earth's fruits be ashes in his mouth. The leaves on which he lays his head to sleep be strewed with scorpions. May his dreams be of his victim, his waking a continual dread of death. May the clear rivers turn to blood as he stoops down to stain them with his raging lip. May every element shun or change to him. May he live in the pangs which others die with, and death itself wax something worse than death to him who first acquainted him with man. Hence fratricide, henceforth that word is Cain, through all the coming myriads of mankind, who shall abhor thee. Thou wert their sire. May the grass wither from thy feet, the woods deny thee shelter, earth a home, the dust a grave, the sun his light, and heaven her God. Exit Eve. Adam. Cain, get thee forth. We dwell no more together. Depart, and leave the dead to me. I am henceforth alone. We never must meet more. Ada. O part not with him thus, my father. Do not add thy deep curse to Eve's upon his head. Adam. I curse him not. His spirit be his curse. Come, Zillah. Zillah. I must watch my husband's corpse. Adam. We will return again when he is gone, who hath provided for us this dread office. Come, Zillah. Zillah. Yet one kiss on yon pale clay, and those lips once so warm, my heart, my heart. Exeunt Adam and Zillah weeping. Ada. Cain, thou hast heard, we must go forth. I am ready, so shall our children be. I will bear Enoch, and you his sister. Ere the sun declines, let us depart. nor walk the wilderness under the cloud of night. Nay, speak to me thine own. Cain, leave me. Ada, why, all have left thee. Cain, and wherefore lingerest thou? Dost thou not fear to dwell with one who hath done this? Ada, I fear nothing except to leave thee, much as I shrink from the deed which leaves thee brotherless. I must not speak of this. It is between thee and the great God. A voice from within exclaims, Cain, Cain. Ada, hearest thou that voice? The voice within, Cain, Cain. Ada, it sounded like an angel's tone. Enter the angel of the Lord. Angel, where is thy brother Abel? Cain, am I then my brother's keeper? Angel, Cain, what hast thou done? The voice of thine slain brother's blood cries out, even from the ground unto the Lord. Now art thou cursed from the earth, which opened late her mouth to drink thy brother's blood from thy rash hand. Henceforth, when thou shalt till the ground, it shall not yield thee her strength. A fugitive shalt thou be from this day, and vagabond on earth. Ada, this punishment is more than he can bear. Behold, thou drivest him from the face of the earth, and from the face of God shall he be hid, a fugitive and vagabond on earth. 'Twill come to pass, that whoso findeth him shall slay him. Cain, would they could, but who are they shall slay me? Where are these on the lone earth as yet unpeopled? Angel, thou hast slain thy brother, and who shall warrant thee against thy son? Ada, angel of light, be merciful, nor say that this poor aching breast now nourishes a murderer in my boy and of his father. Angel, then he would but be what his father is. Did not the milk of Eve give nutriment to him thou now seest so besmeared with blood? The fratricide might well engender parricides. But it shall not be so. The Lord thy God and mine commandeth me to set his seal on Cain, so that he may go forth in safety. Who slayeth Cain, a sevenfold vengeance shall be taken on his head. Come hither. Cain, what wouldst thou with me? Angel, to mark upon thy brow exemption from such deeds as thou hast done. Cain, no, let me die. Angel, it must not be. The angel sets the mark on Cain's brow. Cain, it burns my brow, but not to that which is within it. Is there more? Let me meet it as I may. Angel, stern hast thou been, and stubborn from the womb, as the ground thou must henceforth till. But he thou slewest was gentle as the flocks he tended. Cain, after the fall too soon was I begotten, ere yet my mother's mind subsided from the serpent, and my sire still mourned for Eden. That which I am, I am. I did not seek for life, nor did I make myself, but could I, with my own death, redeem him from that dust? And why not so? Let him return today, and I lie ghastly. So shall be restored by God the life to him he loved, and taken from me, a being I never loved to bear. Angel, who shall heal murder? What is done is done. Go forth, fulfill thy days, and be thy deeds unlike the last. The angel disappears. Ada, he's gone. Let us go forth. I hear our little Enoch cry within our bower. Cain, ah, little know he what he weeps for. and I who have shed blood cannot shed tears. But the 4 rivers would not cleanse my soul. Think thou my boy will bear to look on me? Ada. If I thought that he would not, I would. Cain, interrupting her. No, no more of threats. We have had too many of them. Go to our children. I will follow thee. Ada. I will not leave thee lonely with the dead. Let us depart together. Cain. Oh, thou dead and everlasting witness, whose unsinking blood darkens earth and heaven. What thou now art, I know not. But if thou seest what I am, I think thou wilt forgive him, whom his God can never forgive, nor his own soul. Farewell. I must not, dare not touch what I have made thee. I, who sprung from the same womb with thee, drained the same breast, clasped thee often to my own, in fondness brotherly and boyish. I can never meet thee more, nor even dare to do that for thee, which thou shouldst have done for me. Compose thy limbs into their grave, the first grave yet dug for mortality. But who hath dug that grave? O earth, for all the fruits thou hast rendered to me, I give thee back this. Now, for the wilderness. Ada stoops down and kisses the body of Abel. Ada. A dreary and an early doom, my brother, has been thy lot. Oh, all who mourn for thee, I alone must not weep. My office is henceforth to dry up tears, and not to shed them. But ye of all who mourn, none mourn like me, not only for thyself, but him who slew thee. Now, Cain, I will divide thy burden with thee. Cain. Eastward from Eden we will take our way. 'Tis the most desolate, and suits my steps. Ada. Lead, thou shalt be my guide, and may our God be thine. Now let us carry forth our children. Cain. And he who lieth there was childless. I have dried the fountain of a gentle race, which might have graced his recent marriage couch, and might have tempered this stern blood of mine, uniting with our children Abel's offspring. O Abel. Ada. Peace be with him. Cain. But with me. Exeunt. End of Act 3, and also the end of the reading of Lord Byron's Cain, a Mystery. I hope you've enjoyed this. Thank you so much for joining me, and please do hit that like button, leave me a comment, and also if you like to be part of this community, make sure to subscribe.